7:30.
Would you?
All right.
Then we can all hang out out there.
Happy Tuesday, everybody.
Hi.
Thanks, happy Tuesday.
We got to get some energy in here because it's so cold. So excited to see you all. All right. Let's make sure that we start this meeting out right. I know people are going to still be coming in. Did I see cookies out there?
Yeah.
Oh, Amanda, is that you?
Yes, I brought crumble cookies.
You're in trouble. So there are crumble cookies out there for everybody that's here. Thank you so much for bringing those in. All right, let's get started first by having some buckets. Let's fill some buckets. Who's got some gratitude that they can share? Shannon Toner.
Alexis, she always responds to me and answers and helps in any way that I need help with. So thank you to her.
Thank you, broker Alexis. She's gonna come running in hot here. In about 90 seconds. And she'll have run up the stairs, so we'll all have to give her a hard time. All right, who else? Let's keep this going. Gratitude, gratitude. Oh, Shannon, Shelley.
Yes, I'll shout out Melissa. The end of July, she was so helpful with onboarding new agents and she was absolutely a joy.
Thanks for
Yes, let's a big, huge gratitude for our sweet Melissa. All right, who else? Who else? I promise I don't spit. It's like church, everyone goes into the back. All right, somebody on the screen, anybody want to share your gratitude on the screen? All right.
I would say Abby Knutson, she helped me this last week with my Google page and some other questions I had and all the complexities I had occurred on myself. So she was amazing and helped. And so shout out for her. She's always there to help and awesome.
That is awesome. Thank you, Abby. And happy birthday, Gina. Are you back in town or are you still up north?
Thank you. Yeah, no, I came back last night because a couple of my kids came back from camp with COVID. So I'm home now.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
The gift that keeps on giving. All right. Okay, everybody. Well, huge. So today, of course, is our celebration team meeting, which we're going to acknowledge everybody's awards and production. Yet first, let's just say a shout out happy birthday to all the folks on the screen: Christine, Eric, Faith, Annie, Gina, Hunter, Joel, Jolene, Lauren, Lori, Leah, Mark, Nate, Rob, Ryan, Cherie, Stephanie, Sue, and Tom and Troy. Happy birthday. Woohoo! Nice. And our happy anniversaries to Alexis, Mike, Lori, Callan, Pat, Patty, Austin, Devin, Beth, Noah, Kari. It's actually Carrie. And Ryan. Big, huge woohoo! I think Ryan's probably the oldest one. Oh, I don't know though. Patty? Yeah, that could be. We won't go there. No. Keep moving along. Keep moving on. Hey, a huge welcome to our newest agents, Naomi Jackson, Michael, Eric, Sabria. Big, huge congratulations and welcome. I don't know if I see anybody's face. They might be online as well. So woohoo! Big welcome. And our profit share, year to date, we're at 132,000 and we gave back just under 8,000 in July. Big, huge woohoo. Nice work, everybody. You guys, huge announcement. We crossed the 200 mark. All right. So here's the funniest thing about this. Who cares?
I do.
Back done. That's here. No, honestly, this is a huge testament to you all in the room and on the screen, because you're cool and people want to hang out with cool people. Why is it important for us to continue growing? That's a real question that we can answer. Why do you think? Why do you think it's important for us to keep growing?
There's more opportunity. You raised your hand like a good student. Blurted. I was known for blurting my entire life. So Amy.
Well, that was a very good point. Yes, more opportunity, but also this the slide we just had up, I mean, didn't they add to the profit share?
Yeah. Yes, opportunity, profit share.
It helps our people, like when we get to go to listing appointments or in buyer consultations and tell them that we're part of a market center of 200 plus agents and their book of business and their sphere. So if there's a property that they want and it's not on the market, think about all the people we can reach out to help them find what they need. So it's just, it helps our people.
Absolutely. Nice. I saw one more hand. Did I see one more hand or am I just making it up? Okay.
Just
Yeah.
better conversations in classes.
Smarter. Yes, we're
You get
cool.
more people and you get more perspectives, you get more ideas,
Mhm,
you get things you might not have thought about. So
mhm.
you just have a larger sample size.
Yeah. I always want to make sure that we remember the reason why we do things. And the reason why we grow is because it allows for us to have more market share, which gives you a greater opportunity at the seller's table to get more transactions. It also allows us to add more services so we can be more supportive and helpful to everybody in the office. So we can add new programs. And it's just cool. No, I am so grateful in 22 months to go from where we were to where we are now. And we're not there yet. Like we still have, Jared says 400, I say 300, tomato, to 400 is where we're going. And yet it's a big deal. So huge kudos to all of you, to the staff, to Jared's vision. Very, very grateful. So nice work, everybody. Now, we had about 6 hours of celebration and then both Jared and I were like, all right, now we're bored. Let's keep going. A huge congratulations to our newest cappers, Amy, Kathy, Darren. Congratulations, you guys. One big clap. Nice. Okay, let's do this together. One big clap. There we go. Good. Nice. I feel like I'm at church. Okay, and let's talk about, keep going, our newest cappers. Oh, now we have to have 2 slides of newest cappers. This is how fun it is. Hi, guys. Look at you. So good to see you. Katie, John, Troy, and Bob, a big congratulations as well. Nice. There we go. We're getting there. And then a super big congratulations to adding to their profit share, Katie and Corey. Big, huge clap. Nice work. All right. John Anderson took his first listing, got his first accepted offer in like 5 minutes. Congratulations to JD, John Anderson. Nice work. I think it was more than 5 minutes, but wasn't it that really cool property that he posted on Facebook? Did everybody see that? And everyone was like, what was this? We wanted to see it. So cool. And then a big congratulations to Mark. He had his first closing with us. Big, huge congratulations. So Mark transferred to us from another company just a little bit ago and had his first listing and then closed, and he had Jonas was mentoring him through that. So a big, huge congratulations to Mark. So many good things happening. And we're growing the 201st, 201st. No, I'm just kidding. Maeve Urbanski. Is that how you pronounce it? Is Maeve? It's so pretty.
So pretty.
Isn't, I mean, like she's perfect. Beautiful. I don't know if Tom's on or if he's not. He's probably busy. I mean, he's probably eating bonbons. No. Congratulations to Tom and Andrea. That is such a wonderful miracle blessing. Big, huge clap. Okay. And congratulations to, all right, here's all of our top individual agents, close volume July. Look at you. I know. Lisa, Brooke, Wendy, Michael, Lolu, Darren, Jeff, Amy, and Luke. Nice work, y'all. Clap. Woohoo. Look at this. And then our top individual agents units, Lisa Servig, Brooke Boss, Michael Wynn, and Wendy Woodbury. Nice job, guys. That's awesome. And then our top in teams, closed volume, Gimple Group, who I think she's in Ireland now. She went on a cruise. Zold Real Estate, and then Ekholm Group. Congratulations, y'all. Nice work. And then our top teams for units, month of July, Gimple and Zold. Nice work. Woo-hoo. And then our top groups coming up next. Holt, then Minnesota Home Co, Sue Evans, Success, and Hawkins. Congratulations, y'all. Woo-hoo. Nice work. And then, woohoo, groups in, I know, in units, Holt, Minnesota Home Co, Sue Evans, Success Home Team, and Hawkins. Nice work, everybody. Nice. All right. Home runs. Remember, home run is if you take a listing, you get a contract and you close a deal all in the same month. This is our home run winners for the month of July. Amy, Kathy, Shara, Christy, Corey, Darren, Dawn, Denise, Hawkins, Gail, Jeff, John, Success, Minnesota Home Co, Duffy, Lisa, Luke, Mike, Shelly, Sue, Wendy, and Wendy. Nice work, everybody. This is a big deal. It's so fun. I'm so happy for you all. Okay, so here is our law report, the language of real estate. Numbers tell a story, and our story is pretty cool. Our units from July of 2021 to July of 2022. The market, if you see this, so what's this telling us?
Market's down in every category.
Market is down in every category. I haven't seen it down in every category for quite a while. So it's indicative of what's happening out there, which is what we're going to talk about at today's meeting in just a couple of minutes. Now, the market is down by 20%. We were down by 7%, which means we're outperforming the market 13%. Sorry. That was just for dramatic effect. No, I like the number ringtone. The closed sales volume was down by 12%. This is interesting. The market, it's saying, is down by 12% in volume, whereas we are up 2%. So we're outperforming the market 114%. But this is the first time I've seen volume. How many have taken a price adjustment in the last 10 days on any of your listings?
I need more listings.
Yeah, I'm gonna take one.
Yep, I know. On the screen, how many, if you did some in the chat, say yes in the chat. Have you taken a price adjustment on any of your listings in the last 10 days? Is the chat going? Okay. This is something to watch, and this is what we're going to be talking about. So let's watch that. Our listing units down 20% in the market. We're down 17%. So we outpaced the market, yet we're still down. Okay. So we're outpacing the market. I just don't like to see the minus signs, and it's indicative of what we're dealing with. So this is a really good slide for you to absorb, take in, figure out the why behind it, and see what can we do differently, think differently, be differently, have different conversations. And again, we're going to talk about some of the things we're going to have to do differently if you haven't already done them differently. Okay.
You got a hand up, and I have a question for you.
Yes.
Going back to that last slide,
Yes.
I'm confused with the percents. So like, for example, like second row up
Yeah.
top, how's the difference 114%?
If you have a negative number in a
Yeah.
percentage,
Yeah.
if you have a negative number and it goes into a positive number, it has to go for 100% turnaround because it's going from a negative to a positive.
Okay.
-2, if you have 2 in percentages, if you have 2 going from a negative to a positive means you have to have 100% difference in order to get to the positive.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Good. Any other questions on this?
The only comment I was gonna make is if you are overpricing things, it will plague you so horribly right now.
Oh, yeah. It's awful.
And you're stuck chasing the market, and you may, even if you come down to where it should have been, it's too late. So you have to tell that to your people that you have one chance to make a splash. And if you ruin that by pricing it too high,
Yep.
you
Sucks
shoot
to
yourself
suck.
in the foot.
Yeah, it's the, use the examples in Shift Chapter 7, where it talks about chasing the market. You can't chase it fast enough by doing small price adjustments. So you've got to come in before the ball gets to you coming down the hill.
And it's crazy how far off people are.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that interesting?
Like, there's one in my neighborhood that I bet is 50,000 overpriced. And it's 550.
Because they're basing comps off of the crazy spring we had.
Yeah.
So this is the market where you actually also have to look what's active and
Yeah.
what hasn't sold when
Yeah.
we didn't use that data before, and now you have to.
Mhm.
It's interesting. Look at showing time report too. And show your sellers like we did our one. They made the decision we hoped they didn't make, but the activity like between 650 and 700 or 650 and below or 600 and below, and see where that activity is and how many buyers are out there. It's super interesting.
Yeah, I know Jared's been talking about doing CMAs. If you haven't watched the Monday mega moment with a thing, you know what I'm talking about, that 3 o'clock thing that we do. Watch that, because he talks about how our strategies for CMAs, how we have done it, is not how we do it.
Yep.
So you're gonna look at showing activity and actives. When you sit down with a seller and somebody has just, you're in competition, because how many of us are in competition right now with listings? Even in our sphere sometimes. Okay,
Yeah.
so they're hearing somebody from XYZ real estate company come in and they do their CMA. These are the properties that have sold within the last 3 to 6 months. And we walk in and we say, here's the thing. Different times call for different strategies. We're not even going to look at what has sold. We'll watch it, yet I need you to know what's active. And whatever is active, we're coming in under them. Because this is a pricing war and a beauty contest all at the same time, and we will win. When you're in a declining market, you need an agent that is a bulldog. And that's what I am, Mr. and Mrs. Sellers. We will win. Yes. I think it's kind that, and that can be really uncomfortable for some folks to speak that way, and yet that's what they need. So a great script that I heard a long time ago that many of us may have heard, if you're ever feeling uncomfortable on this conversation, it's because I'm willing to tell you the truth. And I'm willing to do that because I care deeply about the success of this relationship. And I'd rather have an uncomfortable feeling now than not getting a purchase agreement later. Does that make sense, Mr. and Mrs. Seller? Great. Then you've got permission to just say whatever you want to say.
On the Pivot Shift Ahead Facebook page, and I can repost it. Matt's coach, I believe, did a video where she sat down with a mock seller and drew out these little graphics and had them, she drew like a bell curve and then asked them to put on there where they think the market is. And she did some really cool things. And we actually used that in our last listing appointment. And it really conveyed how the market's shifting and how we have to be thinking ahead. I would recommend everyone watch that video.
Can you post that?
I'll post it. Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
post it. So watch it when I post it, everyone. Yes.
Like,
Comment.
comment, subscribe.
Yeah.
Okay, one of the things that you said that I think needs to be reiterated
Yeah.
is the looking at actives versus solds.
Mhm.
Because I think, like, I remember when I was new and I was being trained on how to do a CMA, it was always look at solds, right? Because that's what the appraisers do, look at solds. And the way that I explain that now is when you're in the heat of a market that is not changing, like if you were pulling comps in February or March, you could pull rear view mirror comps, right? Which are solds, things that we have data for because the market's the same. But when we're in a changing market, we have to look through the windshield. We need to see what's ahead of us. We can't look in the rearview mirror because your actives are actually going to start telling the story more than what the solds are. And so when you can have that conversation that way, it starts to make more sense to people.
Yeah.
But what you said was exactly spot on with like, don't just dig into the solds like the appraisers do or like they tell you to do in real estate school, because that's not how it's done.
And even pendings, I think, can be helpful if they're recent pendings, because then at least you
Absolutely.
can see what it took for them to get an offer. You can
Right.
see their days on market, you can see what price it took,
Yeah,
and maybe what they wish they would have done.
right.
Yeah.
And then call those agents too. Like, look,
Yeah.
we do that all the time. Like, hey, I know you can't tell me,
Yeah.
but can you tell me? And they'll go, well, it's somewhere between 7 and 7:05.
Right.
Thanks, that's all I need. Appreciate it. They'll usually tell you that. And then you can take that information back to the seller and go, okay, it's listed for 725 and it's pending.
Right.
But guess what? I got the dirt.
Yes.
It's not.
It's important. This is our time, everybody. So this is the time that we are going to be able to help more people and build our businesses. I'm 100% confident that this is our time. So let's take advantage of it. We have our picnic right after this, then our convert leads into clients on the 11th with Cora and Noah. So this is good. Yeah, this will be a really good class. How to create a CMA, August 15th. When is August 15th? Is that Monday?
I don't know. Jeez, it's already.
Holy Hannah. The 15th, that's the 15th protocol. Are you on track to hit your goals? Okay, let's stop it, Jen. Okay. And then thank you to Carissa, who is going to teach us opportunities and the greatest command hacks. This has been a requested class by people a lot. So I highly encourage you to come. Highly encourage you. I encourage you to come to all of them. And this one's a really good one for those of us that want to throw our computer out the window sometimes when we're doing it. I sent Noah an email yesterday. And I said, please, for the love, help me, because I'm going to throw this away. Some other events that are coming, please mark your calendar for Mega Camp. Mega Camp is August 23rd and 4th, I think. Yep. And it's virtual. So if you don't want to get out of town and go to Austin where it's 103 degrees, you can take it from the comfort of your own home. We also will be streaming it here in the office. So it's kind of cool because we can have, it's so much better when you do it with someone. So enjoy that. Mega Camp, check your emails for the registration links. And then we have our women's event on September 9th, Select Women of Purpose. I know I sent out an email about this. Here's the why behind this. Here's where this came from. If you've ever seen or heard the podcast from Empire Builders, familiar with that? Okay, it's a great podcast. If you don't listen to it, you should. Anyway, the Dolls, which is a group of women in Keller Williams, got together and they put together this wonderful program. Many of us are going in October. Who's all going to Scottsdale in October? Aha, okay. And so there's quite a few women across the country who have taken this on, and my coach made me do it. For years, I've wanted to be able in our industry to help women. It's kind of the thing. Now, guys, I love you too. This is not like a women, men are not good. It's just an opportunity for us ladies to get together and speak about things that pertain to us. So if you have a friend that's an outside agent and would like to invite them, I highly encourage you to bring them along, share with them the opportunity. Alice Daly will be flying in to speak to us about balancing success and family. She is also an entrepreneur of a real estate team. She's a MAPS coach. She owns a real estate office. She has 4 children. She wrote a book, and she also climbed Mount Kilimanjaro. So she's kind of a cool cat. She's going to share with us some of her greatest wins and her greatest learns, which I think we'll probably learn more from the learns. So that's September 9th. Please put that on your calendars, ladies.
And you have to register.
You do have to register. Yeah, because there's only 100 slots. So please make sure that you register. All right. Anybody wants to sell anything off market? Anything you got coming up? Or do you have a buyer that can't find a prop? Turkey.
I can start.
Okay.
I put a little bit of this on the Facebook group, but I have a new construction development. Oh, wow, turn around. There's a lot. In Madison Heights, and it's a custom builder. There'll be 21 building opportunities in the development. And the lots are nice. They're wooded in the back. They have some pretty good privacy, mature trees. It's in the middle of an existing neighborhood, so it's not all like brand new, right? And it's 2 cul-de-sacs, so it's not huge, but it's great opportunities. And he's a newer builder. He took over for his dad. And so he's willing to do a lot of cool custom things. So really you can pick a basic floor plan that he already has and work off of that, or he's willing to let you completely create your own floor plan too. So it's exciting. So that's Madison Heights Wiper Schools, and the model should be up on the MLS today. Will be up on the MLS today. And then there's a second spec going in right now too with totally different selections.
Price point?
Minimum would probably be 600. with an unfinished basement, but the models will be in the 7 range. And yeah, there's a lot of flexibility. So if you have any, yeah, it really is. And if you have any clients in that range, he's willing to be flexible depending on which route you choose to go. So if you're choosing a base plan and not getting too crazy on a floor plan, right, anything can be a little more flexible. Obviously, with something completely flexible, he's going to ask for, and completely custom, he's going to ask for a little bit more down. But if you guys have questions, let me know. And I also shared through the Facebook group that we will have to man the model for the entire fall parade. And so this week, my goal is to reach out to any of you that got in contact with me from that Facebook post. And if you didn't see that and are interested in being involved in the parade, reach out to me. I have high expectations and I'm willing to teach. So reach out and we can figure out if it's fit. Thanks.
Wonderful. All right. 21, did you say?
21 total. Yep. So there's 2 specs, 1 sold.
Okay.
So 18 left. So
Awesome. All right. What else have we got, everybody?
We have a 4-level split in Burnsville coming on next week. It's 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2-car garage on a cul-de-sac for $350.
Oh. Wow.
address?
That's a good one. Diane Hawkins.
So reach out to me if you're interested. Right now they are getting the house ready. It is really not show ready right now, so I would hesitate on having it shown, but it's a nice home. We sold it to them in 2015, and it's a very nice home.
Awesome. Just needs a little bit of elbow grease. That's what the famous lines are in the MLS. Just a touch. Bring your own personal touches.
I'm different for equity.
Or Maple Grove,
AKA this place is a dump.
Maple Grove Townhome.
Oh, yeah. I feel like I've posted about that every week in the group, but it's a really good opportunity. It's a quad townhome in Maple Grove on Ives. So if you just go to MLS and look at past sales on Ives, it's IVES. You'll see they're all identical. So this one is, I'm drawing a blank on the unit number. Doesn't really matter. It's a 3-bed, 2-bath, and it'll be, I would guess I haven't been in there yet because there's tenants. I'm guessing somewhere between like 250 and 265.
Okay.
But he's very motivated to sell it off market because then he doesn't have to have a month or 2 vacant. So if you came in and wrote on it, you could close quickly or sometime in September, and he'd be very excited about that. So Maple Grove,
Maple Grove.
Just
very highly sought after.
Yeah.
Maple Grove.
Just give us a few
Way
days
too far
to
north.
coordinate the showing. There's like 3 separate tenants, so just coordinating schedules, but they would be open to let someone in.
Yeah, so rentals are okay in that area. Sounds good.
I have one.
Yes.
If anybody has a buyer looking for acreage and really low energy costs, I have a house coming on the market in Prescott. Thank you, Jamie. It's a 4-bedroom house on 5 acres. It's got geothermal, got an extra garage, and it's got a brand new, well, pretty new, big maintenance-free deck. And it's only like 5 minutes from Prescott. So if you have someone that commutes in the Twin Cities or like the South Metro and they're looking for acreage, it's gonna be $625. And it's like immaculate. It's pretty clean. So cool.
Gosh, that seems like a
Cheap
good
over
deal.
there in Wisconsin.
I know. Wisconsin. All right. Good. Anything else, guys? I have a feeling that there's going to be a couple properties that have been sold today. Nice work, everybody. Thank you so much. All right, Tom R, come on down.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Tom.
For those that don't know me, I'm Tom Reichenbach, and Tom Matani and myself are kind of the in-house lenders, I guess, so to speak, with New American Funding, and we're here to answer any questions that you have. And I was going to talk about bridge loans, but I'm going to call it audible and just kind of give you some ideas about what we're seeing come across our desk, which I think will probably be a little bit more beneficial to you right now. The market has become much more balanced than it was 3 months ago, which for buyers is a fantastic thing, in my opinion. I think the message right now is it's a good time to buy a home. 3 months ago, it was brutal. I don't know how is supply up or down, or is it up? Okay,
It's creeping up.
all right, which is good. I mean, before it was like in my shoe, probably.
True.
I would say probably half of the buyers we had pre-approved 4 months ago have dropped out of the market completely.
How many?
Half maybe. Which if you're a buyer now, that's a good thing, right? Less competition. I mean, literally half, and there's not a ton of pre-approvals coming through. So
People got scared.
it's just
They
much
shouldn't
more
have.
balanced. We were probably writing maybe 5 to 10 pre-approval letters per buyer, and now it's maybe 2, Tom, I don't know, 2 to 3. Buyers are getting inspections.
Yeah.
Where they never got inspections before. We're seeing renegotiating after the inspection where they're paying some costs and stuff, which is good. I mean, all good things for a buyer. Affordability is an issue right now, and it's not going away until supply comes up and rates go back down. But for the people that are serious about buying, it's much, much better than it was 3 or 4 months ago, in my opinion. No appraisal issues. I'm not seeing any appraisal issues. I don't think this switch, we still have houses that have sold 3, 4 months ago that are still comps. That might become more of an issue, 3, 4 months from now.
But right now it's still.
But right now it's fine.
Are you seeing a lot of arms right now?
No. Some people inquire about them. Quite honestly, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac are not big on arms right now, and there's if you're a Fannie Freddie lender, there's very little spread between fixed rates and arms. And arms you gotta know what you're doing. If you're getting into an arm, they're dangerous. We don't know if this is a long-term rate increase right now, or if they're coming back down. And obviously last cycle, when a lot of people are doing arms, a lot of people got in problems financially, with them. I think there's better things you can do now. If we start getting seller paid closing costs, we can use that to buy fixed rate interest rates down. There's more creative financing stuff we can do with where I think this market is going versus, putting people into adjustable rate mortgages right now. One thing I'm seeing a lot of is on the purchase agreements. A lot of them have verbiage about, we're going to do an inspection, but only for major things. I mean, I would recommend going that route if your customers are, willing to do that. We're only going to come back at the seller for major items rather than nitpicky items. I mean, it's just a small thing, but I see a lot of that on the purchase agreements now. Any questions at all?
Appraisal gap coverage, are you seeing those still?
Pardon me?
Appraisal gap coverage?
None.
Few of them, but not.
I'm not seeing that.
Like it was 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Like had to have it.
Yeah.
It was a
Right.
must.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a must 3 months ago.
Oh, absolutely.
One thing we're still seeing though is people do not want to buy before selling because they're worried about the low inventory. So that's still an issue. There's still a lot of non-contingent financing. For people that want to do it. I was going to talk about bridge loans, which kind of ties into that. And I can put that on the website so we know about it. But not most, but a good portion of people that already own a house want to buy before they sell. And it used to be you get a signed purchase agreement, your house is going to sell in 1 minute anyway, and you close back to back. And now we're actually have to go through with bridge loans because people's houses aren't closing immediately. So a bridge loan is just a way to pull your equity out of your current house, use it for down payment on the one you're buying temporarily until your house sells. It's just a way from moving your equity from one property to another property.
All right.
That's it.
Yeah, if you could post that information in the private Facebook group for the bridge loans, that would be great.
Will do.
Thank you, Tamar. Thank you, Tom.
Thanks, Tom.
Abby.
Hi, all. Okay, so I, for once, have a positive social media update. So Instagram, as I'm sure anyone who uses Instagram has noticed, that it's massively changed their algorithm. So you're probably seeing a lot more suggested posts, a lot less of your actual, like who you're actually following's content. Probably also a huge decrease in engagement because at a certain point you can't even look past a certain date or certain time in your timeline. they are finally, hallelujah, they're finally admitting that algorithm was horrible and they're going to change it back or at least update it. So it's more like what it used to be. So right now, what you're seeing typically is that reels and video are very, very high engagement. Actual just photos are very low engagement. And they apparently just noted that everyone's complaining. It quite literally took a Kardashian to complain about it on social media. And they finally decided it was terrible. So they're actually going to update it. So hopefully you'll see a much higher engagement again and be able to actually view your followers versus random suggested posts. In a little more negative news, so Facebook once again did a huge overhaul of their business manager. So what I've been seeing is a lot of people are having issues running ads through Command or Facebook. There's just a ton of updates. So if you are having issues, just reach out to me. I have a handful of hacks that you need to do within Command and also within Facebook. So it's not just within Command, it's kind of a combo platter. So if you are having issues, let me know. There's been quite a few people who've had problems running ads. So it's definitely not just you if you're experiencing it. And then if you want to jump to the next one, I just wanted to share one website that I really, really like. So I've had a lot of questions on colors, whether that be if you're building a palette for your own brand, if you're trying to figure out what other colors you can mix in with the KW ones without looking weird or contrasting in a bad way. There's a really good site. I'll post it on the group so you actually have the link. But it basically, what you can do is you can put in the codes for Keller Williams, which I'll also add in there if you don't have the codes for the specific reds and grays and teals. But you can actually add those in there, lock them essentially, and then just run through palettes of colors that actually work with those. So whether you're trying to build your own palette, or if you want to make sure whatever you're designing looks good with the Keller Williams red or maybe the Kelly blue, anything like that. It's a super good resource. It's so easy. Honestly, it's really fun. I could do that like all day long, which might just be me, but super fun. If you're looking to, again, create a brand, usually colors is one of the parts that I have people start at first. So it's a really good resource, but I'll post it in the group so you guys can actually see. And then I'll post the guide for the KW colors as well, so you have it at least. And that is all I got.
Awesome. So no more of the sponsored ad. I kept getting for mature ladies, like the outfits. I'm like, what are you telling me? I'm old. What is wrong with? Block that ad. Block that ad. I don't want to see it.
That's hilarious.
Thank you, Abby. Sometimes we say too much at these team meetings, Jen.
Who knew that looking at a color wheel would be so much fun?
I know, right? He's shaking his head back there. All right. So, oh, scared me.
Well, I thought I turned it off, but apparently I'm.
I am super excited. Okay, we talked about you got to put lipstick on properties to get them sold because we're in a pricing war and a beauty contest all at the same time. So I'd like to have Amanda come on down. Amanda's going to tell us how we can get our listings sold more quickly. And she is part of Renovation Cells, and she also brought cookies.
Yeah.
So like, it's like a trifecta.
Yes.
So thank you for coming, and I can hit buttons or stand here, whatever you want.
Okay,
to do.
perfect. I don't know how we have it, if it's all embedded in now. It is? Okay, great. Okay, so the first slide's got, no problem. Okay, so yes, so my name's Amanda, and we just launched Renovation Cells in the Twin Cities, so we're a franchise. So what we do is pre-sale cosmetic updates to homes. So that's pretty much only what we do. So our goal is to get a good return on investment for your seller. It's to get it done fast in 3 weeks or less. And we also offer free financing. So for about 6 months, free financing. So the seller has the choice to do that and not put any money into those renovations themselves and then pay it back after closing. But also they have the choice to just keep making those payments and take that chunk of money that they just got and invest it somewhere else. So we can go on. So some of the things, our biggest thing that we do are kitchens. I think a lot of agents always say that that's where the home is sold, right? So kitchens are a huge thing. We offer design services on all of our projects. So we'll come in, we'll work with you, the agent, and decide, what needs to be done to this home, or what do we want done to it? What do we want to make it look prettier, to be sold faster, to get multiple offers in there, to get, again, a good return for the seller. And it all just kind of depends on the market too. Like we're saying, it might even just be what it needs to be sold, right? So the cabinets, countertops, backsplash, no worries. But anything, we're seeing tons of stuff. We actually are just starting a project in a basement. Their seller half finished their basement 20 years ago. So we're gonna come in, we're gonna do the rest of the basement, maybe take out some of the things that were done not super well 20 years ago. And they have a bathroom that's roughed in. So we're gonna finish the bathroom, which is huge value add to the listing, obviously. And again, with our design services, we're doing everything with all of the paint choices, all of the hardware, and we're providing it. So you guys don't have to do anything. We'll literally just take it over and then, in 3 weeks, hand it back to you. Yeah. So I think I've mentioned all of this. Our average project cost is around 30,000 for a kitchen and maybe a bathroom or two. You can give us a budget. Again, you guys as the agents know what the house is going to cap out at, right? Or what you want to get for the house. So tell us what the budget should be to make sure that there's a good ROI, and we'll tell you all the things we can do within that budget. Yeah, so I have some of these photos on what these projects costed. I mean, and you can see, up in that corner there, that looks like a new build, right? Looks so much different than something over on this side. So we really want to get people excited about your listings, have really good photos for when you're putting them on the market, when you're putting those, the listings up. And you can see they're relatively inexpensive ROI. I have these sheets in the back by the cookies, so feel free to grab some, just showing you some listing examples of what they were going to originally be listed for, and what the sold price ended up being after the updates. We can go through real quick again. And these photos are in the back that I printed out by the cookies. Yep. Here's what a design board would look like. Again, nothing you guys have to do. We will order everything, bring everything to the project, but we will show this ahead of time to the seller for them to sign off on in case there's any major things that they really want to see. We try and talk about that ahead of time. But again, the purpose for us is to say, we are designing this for you so that it sells quickly. So we're looking at everything that's on trend and in stock. In stock being huge right now too. So we design around things that are already in stock. So hopefully, usually they just say, check a box and say, yep, we're good to go. We can move on through this, but if you guys want to go to our website, they're listed there. I have them on the sheet back there. We have a ton of before and afters on there, so you can see kind of what our overall projects look like. Or follow us on Instagram, Renovation Sells. On Instagram, we'll show you reels, photos of how our projects go, and kind of what the process looks like. And I don't know how much time I've left. Does anyone have any quick questions?
Any questions for Amanda? This is awesome information. Any areas you don't cover?
Any what?
Areas you don't cover or that you don't.
In the Twin Cities area?
Yeah.
We'll cover anywhere in the Twin Cities area. We'll go Wisconsin. We will do Hudson, Holton, along that area as well. Yep. And always reach out. Yeah.
It's a suburb.
It's a suburb. It's a suburb of the Twin Cities.
Yeah.
Far south do you go? Like Apple Valley, Lakeville?
Yep. We'll do all of those, just not it's Rochester, that's real south, right? But we won't go that far. Yeah. Yeah. So pretty much
That's a
within
huge project.
within the 45, within an hour of the Twin Cities, definitely just reach out and ask too. It could depend on how busy we are.
And I think on your website, there is a shaded area of preferred locations. So it's probably on there somewhere. And if it's outside that.
Right, exactly. Yep.
Okay.
Definitely.
Awesome. Thank you so much. All right. So broker.
That's cute.
Is this a Stitch Fix thing? Okay, let's keep going.
Okay, hi everyone. Okay, real quick tip. First up, when you are submitting a listing, all paperwork for the listing needs to be in before it can go active.
Okay.
I'm not seeing any faces at all. I might be guilty of not doing that. All paperwork to be compliant has to be into command before it can go active. We are responsible for having that should there ever be a question, okay? So just putting that on note, and then next slide.
Okay.
And I have an exciting loophole to share with you. I got this email, and some of you may have gotten it as well. Pre-MLS, It says this property will be coming soon on Monday. I got it on Friday. This is your chance to get ahead of the crowd, make offers now. I got it on Friday. It wasn't going coming soon until Monday. I called the guy and I was like, violation. I'm a broker from another brokerage and it's not. It's not. You have a day to get it onto the MLS.
Business
So
day.
it's a business day. And that's why I'm saying business day, not 24 hours. And I was just gonna say that. The weekend does not count and holidays do not count. So if you plan to go coming soon, let's say on a Monday, you can go pre-MLS marketing, you can go wild with your marketing, social media, personal sphere, any office, any agent. So you can.
Your sign,
What's that?
even your yard sign.
Even your yard sign. Yep. So you can be
On Friday.
on Friday.
Shyster.
On,
Did he know that loophole and was he laughing?
yes, he told me. I've been talking to the MLS and I'm like, okay.
I wanted to be on that call.
I'm gonna be in front of my people on Tuesday. I'm gonna tell them all about it. We're all gonna do it. Because I was like, I really didn't know this information.
Well, he probably appreciates you if he went through.
And he
the
called me back and he
research
goes,
and-
our
yeah.
whole entire team
Yeah.
does this. And we've worked with the MLS. We verified that it's okay. And I go, what a loophole.
What's his name? Okay.
Trevor Howitt. And
Yeah,
I know, right?
It makes sense why people have been going live on a Monday now. I couldn't, I did this last year a little bit too, but now it just clicked.
So just remember that if you're going coming soon or active on a Monday, you can start marketing Friday morning.
Wow.
Go to town. Go to town. Go to town. Social media, anywhere that you want. You can do full marketing as long as you're compliant by Monday. And yes, anytime on Monday.
And if you violate it, it is a really hefty fee, FYI, so.
Yes,
Don't do it on Thursday.
Don't mess with it. Don't mess with it. This
Just
is.
do it till you can do it.
Do it so you can do
Yeah.
it and take advantage of it, but seriously, like, don't mess with it where you're like pushing the limits or anything like that. And just remember, there's withheld status, which you have to have your all paperwork, any listing agreement signed, not ready to go to MLS, has to be uploaded into Command within 2 days and has to be entered into a withheld in the MLS from signing of paperwork. You cannot hold on to it. And then if you're gonna go coming soon or active from that point, you can market it on a Friday as long as you're gonna go coming soon or active on a Monday. Cool loophole, right? Like, it's awesome.
That's awesome.
I have a question on that.
Yeah.
So do you not want a withheld to be signed to be able to do that? Does it matter?
No. Your withhelds are generic. So there's no date specific to them. A withheld, you want a withheld sign at your listing agreement for everyone, unless you plan to go live on the MLS, either in coming soon or active within 2 business days. Okay, so everyone should be signing withhelds unless you plan to go active immediately, essentially. But withheld has nothing to do with limiting this. You just have to be coming soon or active by Monday. Later, you can be later in the day too. Doesn't have to be.
Can you show the property? Like, who can show the property on Saturday? Or is he just purely marketing?
Just purely marketing.
Yeah, I think purely marketing, because he'll say this is gonna be available Monday, so that's probably how he covered it.
Yep.
He's not showing it, Mr. Belka.
No.
He could
show it.
Could you show?
No,
If it's not coming soon yet, he could show it.
Within his brokerage?
no. If it's within the brokerage, yes. Showing is different than marketing.
Okay.
Okay, so marketing is marketing where you're sharing the opportunity. Showing is you cannot show a home until if it's withheld, it's only within your brokerage. If it's active, it's everyone. And if it's coming soon or in the loophole, it's nobody.
I love that we're like, oh, a loophole? What's the loophole to the loophole?
We're a bunch of agents, except for you, you're awesome.
One of my best hockey coaches ever said, if you're not cheating, you're not trying.
Yeah, I know. But you know what's so cute and so awesome is that Alexis so Michelle's out of town and Alexis is now reviewing my files inside of Command. She's like, the people are not turning in their listing paper. And I'm like, it's fine. She's like, it's not fine. It's not fine, everybody. Get it in.
And yes, you probably are getting different messages than they used to get because I'm like, nope, not okay.
So we were having this discussion with our coach because she was like, wait, what? You can't do what? You can't market
our
this?
market?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so we were trying to figure out a loophole in how to advertise our properties to our sphere.
Mhm.
If you have a signed buyer representation contract with someone, you can share any information you want with them on any listing that you have potentially coming soon, right? Because they're an active buyer with you, with the brokerage. So, yeah, so you can. So I started to create a email list of active buyers that are signed with Trent or myself to be able to send emails out to them. So when you're in a buyer consultation, it's to their advantage if they sign with you, because then they have access to properties that are off market. If they don't sign
They
with
can
you,
know about them.
they can know about them.
And
Go and
if
see them.
they can't go and see them, as soon as you start marketing, you can't show them.
No, I mean, if we don't market, we can show them. If we have a
If you're
signed
in-
buyer.
if you're in
and-
withheld.
Yep,
Yep.
if you're in withheld.
If
So
you have a
it's to
signed
their
buyer agreement.
advantage if they sign a buyer rep agreement, because if they don't.
It'd
they're
be
the
no
public.
different than you marketing it to anyone else in the office with a
Exactly.
signed buyer rep agreement.
But if you don't, then they're public. Yeah, so that's the loophole, right?
Yes.
More loopholes.
Yes. I'm always open to questions.
I don't wanna
be
be
challenged
I
with
will
creative
say-
ideas. Yes.
We have an agent in the market I met who's doing this at a high level, and it's actually making other agents upset because they have
Yep.
clients that are seeing their Facebook posts
Yep.
and they're like calling him directly.
Yep.
And so he's building up a list of all these like buyers,
Yep.
and it's kind of creating a little animosity, but I think Twin Cities is so much bigger that you won't have that as much.
Well, the reality is it made me upset. That's why I called him.
Yeah.
And I left him a friendly message, which is what caused him to call me back and give me this wonderful information.
Sure.
And I think it's like we honor all pre-existing relationships probably should be in there somewhere. Like if you're gonna market it, like you're not,
Trying to sabotage
You're
and
not
take
gonna-
other buyers.
right, right. Like it's still about a win-win and ethics.
Interesting.
This will be interesting.
So good. Is there something in the chat that I need to see? Because I see something up there, but I don't know if it's.
I don't even know if I.
No. Was there a question? Can
No.
you go over the weekend if?
No. No. No, 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 no.
We just want to break the rules.
No, if it's in withheld, you can only show the house to people that have a representation contract within our brokerage. You or any other agent in the brokerage. As soon as you start marketing it to anybody outside of the brokerage, whether the public, social media, other brokerages, et cetera, you cannot show it until it's active.
So
Yeah, go. No, it's okay.
I was talking with North Star one time.
Yeah.
And they said that you could market it, you could talk with other brokerages
Yeah.
and show it with other brokerages, you just can't mass market it. So like I could have a conversation with Exeter Realty and they could show it, but I can't send out a mass email to a bunch of different people. It has to be one-on-one communication.
No. That is not the information that I got from them. This is mass marketing. This is
Yeah,
someone
right.
so what I'm saying, it's mass marketing that I'm talking about. I don't know what,
But if it's in withheld and you're not mass marketing, you have a one-on-one conversation, then they said you could.
I'm not gonna stand behind that until I hear that
That's
from
fine.
them.
Yeah.
I'll bring that back for the next 2 meetings. I will look into
I'm
that.
curious about that. And
Because that is not the way that I understand the
the
rule.
person I talked to.
There's,
I thought so too, because we've definitely done that.
Yeah, and that's what they said, like,
I mean,
For the love of God, everybody. She's gonna check into that so stay tuned for our next.
Here or anybody else, you can have conversations with them. You have friends that are realtors.
I feel like
And
it's
that's
no
what they
different.
said, as long as
than
it's not match
if
market.
your
If it's like, I talked to
best friend's neighbor is selling and the friend tells you, can't you go and get your agent, and go, hey, my friend's neighbor is selling, but it's not on the market. You know what I mean? Like,
I
you guys can talk amongst yourselves, but I'm not gonna endorse that.
And I'm gonna defer to her.
like, you need to start being like, you're not.
No, we literally like just
Yeah.
did that.
The way that I understand it though is it's different if you have them signed with the withheld or a coming soon?
Coming soon.
No, you have to have them in withheld if you have a listing contract, period.
Right, I know.
Yeah.
But it's the coming soon that gets even trickier
Yeah.
with the
What I understand about withheld is that only people in your brokerage you can market to and show. Period. That's all I know. I will
We'll check into
I
it.
will verify otherwise, and I would say tread lightly, everyone, until I can get the information.
Probably better one-on-one.
Remember, I'm the one that's like. Everybody's fine, everybody's fine.
Pretend we never had it.
Words are plausible deniability.
All right, let's just spend a couple of minutes talking about this perfectly awesome market that we're dealing with right now. Let's not let it go to waste. I had a conversation with one of our agents just the other day who was talking with me about kind of where they're at in their mindset. And they were like, I just want to go away for a couple of days. I'm like, go away. Here's what I will tell you. I call agents every day, and a lot of them are going away, like cabins, taking their kids to school, college, taking their kids out for the last few hurrahs before school. They're tired, so they're just checking out themselves. And these things are all viable, real, and good. Do them. And for those that aren't, think about how many more buyers and sellers are not getting calls right now. Think about how many more leads are showing up at open houses because there's fewer open houses being held. There is a huge opportunity right now. And so I'm not saying don't take vacations. I want you to do God, family, and business. I am saying maybe not like a 10-day vacation, maybe like 3 days, and then come back. And if you so desire, take advantage of the market. If you're hitting your goals and you're like, I am good, check out, man. Go and like, it's only going to be hot for about 3 more minutes and then it's going to snow. So enjoy that. If you're not on goal though, now might be a really good time for you to take advantage of it. So whoever adjusts and pivots first is going to win in this market particularly. Couple of things. I had this, I got this information from a gentleman by the name of Mike Zwarek. He's fondly called Mike Z. He is on Facebook, and he is an owner of several market centers on the East Coast. Really smart guy. So he did this training, and we talk about market cycles. So for those of us that have been doing this for a long time, we all know every market goes through cycles. Every neighborhood goes through cycles. We just have cycles in our industry. Where are we at right now?
Right after
Number 3.
Yeah, I'd say.
We're here. Some say here. Some say here.
In between the
I'd say in
two.
the
Right,
middle.
like some say right
Right
here.
there.
Right here.
Yeah, not quite. A little up more.
A little higher, like right
there.
here. Yes, it depends. It depends. It depends on where you are in your market. It depends on where you are in your price point. Okay, geography matters, price point matters. I would agree with, or would you all agree we're not here?
No.
No. Okay. So what does this mean? We've talked a lot about it at today's meeting. The messaging from 2 months ago is not the same messaging. The conversations are not the same conversations. The skills are not the same skills. They're just not. So we've got to take advantage of the fact that we have a great thing coming if you're going to plug in. Tomorrow belongs to the people who prepare for it today. So in the absence of a crystal ball, none of us have a crystal ball. And if we did, we would all not be here. We would all be on a beach somewhere. And in the absence of a crystal ball, let's resort to logic. So when we see indicators of the market shifting, of course, it first starts in the market with the consumer, and then we see agents' businesses shifting. I was talking with the owner of a team, and their business is off by about 15%. And so they did a mid-year readjustment in their goals, knowing what's coming, and they did a readjustment in their goals. Okay, so they saw the consumer, and then it affected their business. Making sense how this is all kind of rolling together. So Are interest rates climbing or declining? Depends on what time it is during the day. Overall, are they higher than they were 2 months ago?
Yes.
Yeah, right. So where's demand then? If half the buyers are no longer out buying, where's the demand? Down. Supply, this is where it's a little bit tricky. Is inventory climbing? Yes. And in some price points, is it still really tight? Like, there actually still is multiples that are coming in on some properties, depending on the price point. So, and then we talked earlier, of course, of price adjustments. If you have not gone through the scripts and the dialogues and the messaging on price adjustments, highly, highly, highly encourage that. We need to bring some classes in that. Because what's happening out there is now what can happen inside of our worlds. Agents, their units might go down, their volume goes down. Did you remember the Lore report where all the minuses were? Guys, it's here. It used to be, we would always say that 20% of the agent population would do 80% of the business. It's kind of the rule of thumb. In a changed market, 10% of the agent population does 90%. Why is that? What do you think? Anybody on the screen can share their ideas. Why do you think now 90% of the business is going to be done by 10% of the agents?
Maybe the niche market of investors.
Investors. Hi, Heather. Yeah.
Hi.
Could be investors. What else?
Well, less demand, less people.
So there's less buyers and sellers out there.
10% of them weren't doing the work. They were just taking what came to them, and now they actually have to do the work.
Okay.
Pivot and shift their business, their
Yeah.
goals, their activities.
80% of the 20% of the agents that were successful in doing 80% of business are doing the lead generation. And so now even those are the other 20% or the other 80% are doing it. So that even brings it up higher.
Yeah. Yeah. It's this beautiful opportunity storm, if you will. Okay. And here's what I would like in these four walls and on that screen. I want us to be the ones that are getting while the getting's good. Because we will adapt. By golly, we will adapt to this market. We will fight for our market share and our opportunity, because the majority of the agents right now, especially those that haven't experienced what we've gone through, are doing a couple of things. We talked about this a lot. We've talked about freeze, flight, or fight. The freezers may actually freeze and then flight. Or they don't know what's happening, and so they decide to just, it's okay, I'm just going to wait. And then we've got the fighters that are going to see that it's not an or, it's an and. Okay, what do I mean about that? Or what do I mean by that? Let's think back to the beginning of the pandemic. COVID hit. What happened with majority of the agents?
They had a hard time considering the social media, changing their business, how they did business. It was challenging for a lot of people.
Who Moved My Cheese? It was a great book, by the way. But yeah, they had to change totally how they did their business. Some of them stayed home. Some of them, they themselves were like, I don't think I want to expose myself to other people, right? Viable, like they were going through stuff. Most agents, if you did a sampling of 20 agents, like 16 of them would have done that. And then there's those 4 that said, I see opportunity here and I got to figure out how to change. And then came Zoom, right? And then came the virtual open houses. And then came the virtual showing sight unseen, but you bring in your iPad and you walk through it. See, in times of change and crisis comes great ingenuity, creativity, opportunity, if you step into it. So now I do buyer listing consultations online. Some of us will never go back to sitting in front of a person at a table. We might all do it online. right? Beautiful things can happen if we don't freeze or flight, but we fight. So conversations have to change. We need to have a MOFR. What's a MOFR? Somebody?
Make offer for immediate response.
Make offer for immediate response. MOFR, that gets to an appointment, that gets to a consultation, that gets to a contract, that gets to close. Every point in here on these 5 conversations is totally different in this market we're in now than it was 2 months ago. Every single conversation you have is different dependent upon what market you're in. So what I will say is this was on Instagram and I scrolled a little bit further and then this was on Instagram. What do these 2 things say? Inman, God bless them. Inman was like, watch out. The train's coming. You're going to get hit and eaten by a T-Rex right now. It's over. Then Dave was like, you're a lunatic if you're not out buying houses. Everybody should go buy houses right now. It was literally within one scroll. The entire world is receiving mixed messages. Okay, so you get to be the real estate resource if you dig in. Okay, we're going to shut down. I will keep going. We had been in an accelerated market. It didn't matter if you put the house up for 25,000 over. You were still going to get multiple offers in about 5 minutes, and then you might sell for another 15 grand over. Didn't matter. Didn't matter if it had orange carpet and green appliances, and yeah, it leaks a little. The roof leaks a little, but not much. Yes, I want an appraisal gap. Right, so we were there. We're no longer there. Now we're in what we call a decelerating market, totally different market. Here's my hope. My hope is that you guys would plug in. We're going to bring in classes that are specific to those scripts and those changes and those opportunities that we have. And I want you to think of it as an and not an or. Okay, I'm going to do this or I'm going to do that. Nope, I'm going to do it and I'm going to do my appointments on Zoom. I don't know what the next ideation, whatever, the next big thing is going to happen. But I want us to be in on it. So go on vacation, take your time off, absolutely be with your family, friends, unplug, pretend like you don't have any cell phone service, put it on airplane mode, but then come back. And guys, like the harvest is ripe for picking. And you're not going to be in much competition. So let's go eat. Thank you all for your time. Greatly appreciate it so much. Please go and celebrate with us. Thank you. A huge thank you to NAF, to Minnesota Title for providing us with burgers, stuff, watermelon. There's tons of food out there. So let's go outside and enjoy each other. Outside. Oh, and bring your gift card, the business cards. Bring your business cards.
There's a container back there, put them in.
Who has